Hello, everybody, and welcome to Whiz, your family-friendly podcast where we discuss D&D Onslaught, Dice Masters, Heroclix, and the other entertaining games made by WizKids. I'm WizDad, stricken down by a nasty cold, if you can't tell, but that won't stop me from recording, because I will still be your guide for navigating the competitive and casual scenes of the WizKids Triforce of gaming. It's Heroclix Friday. Today we are talking the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday calendar, going to break down what figures you need, whether you should pick up the set at all. But before we get into that, as usual, let's talk about the WizKids Progress Report.
Kowalski, Progress Report.
Not much has changed since, I guess, Wednesday as far as what's coming out. Obviously, on the 22nd is kind of the last release of November, which is the day before Thanksgiving, which is interesting. I assume a lot of places are open on Thanksgiving. And so hopefully you could get some good Black Friday deals on some of this. And some local stores do, like, Black Friday deals. But the Marvel Heroclix Iconics Hall of Armor set comes out on the 22nd. The WizKids Watchtower box set comes out then, as does the D&D Icons of the Realms Fendelver and Below the Shattered Obelisk limited edition box set. That's a mouthful. Also come out on the 22nd. And then into December. Remember, December is fairly light. Right now, there's no set dates for anything in December. Everything just has December on them. And usually that means they just don't know. Either they don't have them in yet, or they just, haven't solidified exactly when those pieces are going to be available. But don't forget, we do have the Royal Flush Gang Storyline OP Kit and the Marvel HeroClix Spider-Verse OP Kit. Both of those will be in December. The OP kits usually are at the beginning of December, so the first Wednesday potentially, which would be the 6th. So just keep that in mind. But that really does it for our 2023 releases. 2024, I will say, has a lot more available. They've already got a lot of HeroClix stuff out there. They've already got a lot of D&D stuff out there. They still don't have the Onslaught Cell Swords expansion out here. I have brought that up to some WizKids people, and hopefully they'll get that updated. But don't forget, right now we are scheduled to get the Sherlock Holmes Iconics and the Colossal Kong Iconics in January. That's really, I think that's it. Besides the DC Cry for Blood monthly OP kit. And don't forget, they're pumping out these OP kits basically monthly. January has the Cry for Blood one. February has the... Let's see, which one was February? The Gotham Villains monthly OP. March is Young Justice. A lot of DC. Like a ton of DC, which is cool. April is... They don't have April out here, but April also... They do have the Hellfire Gala Premium Collection 2 out here, which is, the Avengers, and First Appearance Wolverine. And then in May, we have the Iconics Peacemaker Project Butterfly. And then do they have anything? Wow, it keeps going. They've got I guess they're taking a break because they do have X-Men High Rollers monthly OP kit in June of 2024. And the recently shown Wakanda Hulkbuster, which is pretty neat. It's a one-figure piece. Some people brought up the fact that it looks like it would fit kind of in the Hall of Armor's, setup. So that would be kind of neat. And then that's pretty much it. Now we did, actually it's not it, because there's August. We've got two Iconics, Superman Up, Up, and Away, and the First Appearance Avengers. Wow, they've already got all these out here. We've got Captain America from the Ice in September. We've got Hellfire Gala Premium Collection 2, but this is the X-Men version. The other one was Avengers. Then nothing in November and nothing in December. Now, we did recently get teased the next DC set. If I recall, that one is related to time. Like time travel. Let me look real quick. They posted like a little teaser video that showed showed some, oh my goodness, where'd it go? It showed some, what's his name? Vandal Savage, I think, was in it. There was, like, a Batman, I believe, that was, like, a dinosaur of some sorts. And it's going to be a Colossal booster, I believe, is the thought process, because the Batman was a 2x2 figure. So it won't be like the Wheels of Vengeance. I guess it could be like the Wheels of Vengeance. They just build it for the, they just build it for the bigger bases, not just the Twinkie bases. But we do know that the next set is going to be time-based. I don't know if there's an official name for it. But either way, it's exciting. We're getting info way earlier than we've gotten before, which is fantastic. Here it is, Masters of Time. Thank you. Featuring the Jurassic League, and it's going to be in the summer. So we already know the next DC set. This coming summer, you've got a bunch of time travel, Masters of Time, and Jurassic League, which is going to be, I guess, colossal figures, which is pretty cool looking. I'm eager to see it. Speaking of coming up, why don't we go ahead and just jump into fishing with WizDad, and let's talk about these Guardians of the Galaxy holiday calendar figures.
Get your gear, little man. We're going fishing. And I mean now.
So as I mentioned, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday calendar, I believe, actually came out a couple days ago. It came out on the 15th. We've already seen a couple of the figures. I haven't gone over it on the podcast, but they kind of spoiled some back at Worlds, and maybe even Gen Con. But I figured it'd be good to go through each one, talk about, playability, and whether you should really pick one up. Now, obviously, if you're a collector, you're going to pick one up anyway, right? It's Guardians of the Galaxy. We don't get a ton of Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. We get some sprinkles. But it's been a while since we've got a Guardians of the Galaxy, like just that. The movie Gravity Feed is probably the last time we got something significant. So the set does start with Star-Lord, which I'm not going to read out GOTGHC001. I guess I just did. It has a 60-point and a 40-point line. 60 points starts with Hypersonic, Pensai, ESD, Leadership. Now, all of these figures build around the concept of playing around with objects and standard objects. I don't know if this set was planned before the rules change, because they keep mentioning objects. I know objects are just a subset of terrain markers, so it's probably fine. But they purely reference objects the entire time, so I keep wondering about that. But anyway, all of these have mechanics that build around holding objects, having objects. So, for example, Star-Lord starts with Rebuilding Knowledge, a trait. At the beginning of the game, generate up to 4 standard objects into any squares within range. He has a 4 range. Another trait. Other friendly characters can use Perplex. When they use it, from this source, they must destroy an object they're holding, or that use of Perplex has no effect. So they have to have, he gives Perplex out, but they have to be holding objects. And then, Holiday Flashback, when Star-Lord would be KO'd, you may instead replace him with 011 Young Peter on click 3, which we'll get to Young Peter in a minute. So once again, he's okay. At 60 points, you do get 7 clicks, which is within the ratio, but once again, he only has ESD. He does have Guardians of the Galaxy team ability and team player, which is nice. His 40-point line is only 4 clicks, and he has Running Shot, Energy Explosion, Toughness, and Leadership. So, pretty good start. Then we move on to Drax002. He has a trait: when Drax attacks one or more characters with the celebrity keyword, modify his attack and damage +1. Also, adjacent opposing characters can't use Shape Change, so that's big. That's a big one. He has another another trait. Drax takes a maximum of 1 damage from range attacks. Cool. And then finally another trait. Free. If Drax is holding an object, put it down in an adjacent square. Characters adjacent to an object Drax put down this turn, modify damage +1, when making close attacks or when given a close destroy action. He has 60 points and 30 points. 60 points is 7 clicks long, charge, super strength. He has invincible the whole dial, and empower for the first 4 clicks. When he goes down to 30, it's 3 clicks of just sidestep and invincible, and that's it. He probably could see play. That whole adjacent opposing characters can't use shape change is pretty big. The 30 points is fine. He has sidestep, invincible, so they have to like outwit him and attack him to score 30 points. So he's kind of easy to take out, but at the same time, they're devoting an outwit and 3 damage to take him out, leaving the rest of your team. So I can see him seeing play just because shape changes it's around. And also, you know, giving additional damage by putting down an object is pretty nice as well. Mantis is 003, 60 points and 25 points. Trait Plasticity. Other friendly characters with the Guardians of the Galaxy keyword can use Plasticity. And then another trait, Free. If Mantis is holding an object, destroy it. If you do, choose an adjacent opposing character. That character can't target Mantis until your next turn, unless it is the last character on your force. She's only 5 clicks at 60 points, 2 clicks at 25, so not really in the ratio. No move and attack, but she does move through outdoor blocking and characters, which is interesting. I've not seen the Christmas special, so that might be for real. She's got mind control, precision strike, combat reflexes, prob. So she's not bad as a cheap prob. And to also just have a map wide, your Guardians have Plasticity. That's not bad at 25, but you could probably do better. She does have the Guardians. They all have the Guardians team ability, and they all have team player. So just something to note with that. Next is Groot, 80 and 40 point lines. If Groot is holding an object, opposing characters within 4 squares can't use stealth. That's neat. And then power action, destroy an object Groot is holding. If you do, choose 2 other friendly characters with the Guardian's team ability, and they each generate and pick up an object. So you can effectively keep producing these objects by having Groot take power actions to destroy his, create 2 more, and then just keep passing them. So that's kind of neat. He's only got sidestep, quake, impervious. He's got a lot of clicks. 10 clicks at 80 points, and then 6 clicks at 40 points. Getting through stealth is neat. I mean, if he's holding one and they can't use stealth, cool, within 4. I don't know if you're really reaching for him. He does have monster and pirate keywords in addition to Guardians of the Galaxy, so that's kind of useful. Up next, we have Cosmo at 005, 40 points. Other friendly characters can use support as free. When they use it from this source, they must destroy an object they're holding, or that use of support has no effect. So cool, just giving out free support if they're holding an object. And then a special attack power, TK, when Cosmo uses it to place in a friendly character. After resolutions, that character may pick up an object in their square if able. Cool. Sidestep, willpower, and then enhancement rounds out the top click. 5 clicks for Cosmo. That's a good support piece. Giving your team TK. And honestly, support. It makes me think that how important Star-Lord is to kind of dish out all those objects. It seems pretty important to have him involved. But Cosmo might also be necessary if you're playing a Guardians of the Galaxy team, just for the TK purposes. Kraglin is next. Well, maybe not after seeing Kraglin. Kraglin is 45 points. Passenger 4. Kraglin can carry characters that are holding objects. Cool. Friendly characters with Guardians of the Galaxy within 4 squares may count range and draw line of fire as if they occupied Kraglin's square. Cool, and that's a special damage power, so that can be outwitted. Friendly characters with Guardians of the Galaxy within 4 squares may count range and draw line of fire as if they occupy this square. That's interesting. He has phasing. He has 19 defend. That's pretty good for 45 points, being able to carry everybody up. He doesn't have limitations when it comes to carrying people. They have to have Guardians keyword. It's just he carries 4, and they can hold objects. So that could be useful in other things. And he also has the vehicle keyword. That is also key. So you can give him, what's his face? Why am I blanking on the name of the guy from? You're all probably Frenchie. Frenchie could go on him to give him sidestep, or to give him willpower and enhancement, or stealth and perplex. Like, there's a lot of options there. Remember, vehicle is now a keyword you want people to have. So Kraglin's pretty good for 45 points. I like it. Being able to draw lines of fire from his square, being within 4 is kind of nice as well. Up next is Nebula, 50 points, 25 points. She has a trait: when Nebula hits with a close attack, instead of normal damage, she may unequip a hit character, then pick up the unequipped equipment. Then she has a special movement power charge. When Nebula uses it, after resolution, she may make a ranged attack, and obviously she can shoot out of adjacency. She has that for the first 4 clicks, and on her 25 click. The 50 points, she has that special movement power, precision strike, combat reflexes, and range combat expert. 25 points, she's 3 clicks long. She still has that power, 11 precision strike, super senses, and exploit. She's really good for 25 points. I know it's only a 3 movement charge, but she has assassin, pirate, and robot keywords. Perfectly fine. Being able to just make 2 attacks at 25 points is just good. You charge up and then you shoot. That's fine. Like, that's quality there. So I like her. I like her a lot. I think she's definitely playable. Rocket Raccoon at 008 has a 50-point click and a 35-point click. Trait free. Choose an object held by any character and a friendly character with Guardians of the Galaxy that isn't holding an object. That chosen object is now held by the chosen character, so he can kind of manipulate and move an object from one person to another. Another trait: when an opposing character targets Rocket Raccoon, after resolutions you may choose that Rocket Raccoon can use Charge, Battle Fury, and Blade's Claws until the end of your next turn. So targets doesn't have to hit. Keep that in mind. 50 points, he's got Running Shot, Pensai, ESD, and Outwit. And then at 35 points, he's 4 clicks long. 50 points, he's 7. But 35, he's got, looks like Force Blast, Energy Explosion, Super Senses, and Perplex. I say but don't forget you can obviously give him a bike and he could run around and shoot. I don't know if I'm running to him and thinking like this is good. I think he's just okay. Now we've got Bazur Mikatokalak. I don't know who that is. 40 points. Trait: friendly characters that are adjacent or have the Guardians of the Galaxy team ability have Safeguard Pulse Wave, and their powers and abilities have Protected Pulse Wave. Ooh. So protecting Pulse Wave is kind of nice. He's got Pulse Wave as well as a special attack power. Pulse Wave, when he uses it, if he's holding an object, his range is 6 instead of 4. Sidestep, that special attack power, only willpower for defense, and Perplex. That giving adjacent Safeguard Pulse Wave and having their powers and abilities have Protected Pulse Wave is interesting. Unfortunately, this holiday calendar is not Pulp legal, because Pulse Wave is everywhere in Pulp. But that's interesting. If you build a more Pulse Wave team, like with Prime Thor from Avengers 60, he could be very useful. Like, just carry him along to give you a Perplex, give that Safeguard Pulse Wave. I like that, actually. I like that a lot. Next we have Yondu at just 70 points. When an opposing character would be equipped or starts the game equipped, roll a d6. If Yondu is on a theme team, increase the result +1. 5 through 6, remove that equipment from the game. Alright, so we've got someone that can just... It's like a Space Leo. If you remember the old Ninja Turtle, the Space, the Super Rare, he was able to kind of just, you do like a little roll off, to see if you get to keep your equipment at the beginning of the game. Yondu is very similar. He just rolls a d6. If he's on a theme team, he succeeds, I guess, on a 4, 5, or 6, 50% chance to just remove an equipment from the game. That could be clutch in certain instances. So if you're going against somebody that has a ring that you don't want to have to deal with, has something that enables him to do a lot more, the bikes, for example. Like if they're playing somebody, that could be very interesting. When this was originally shown, I was thinking, well, you're just taking, they got rid of most of the good equipment, so you're only getting rid of the rings or, some of the minor equipment, the bat belt. But now that we have the Hell Cycle and the Motorcycle, this could be good, because people build around giving their equipment, giving their attacker hypersonic or running shot, and having the chance of just getting rid of it can be pretty good. Now, he has 70 points, 7 clicks. He has a special damage power leadership. When Yondu uses it before rolling, he may destroy an object he's holding to automatically succeed on the roll. That's neat. Triple target, running shot, precision strike. He's only got mastermind as defensive power, and then that damage power. He's okay. I think the problem is that his dial's not particularly amazing. There's not really a way to get him off the map that I could see. There's no, swapping capabilities. So, he does have vehicle, oddly enough. That's kind of weird. I don't know if that's intentional, if they, accidentally gave him Kraglins. No? I mean, Cosmic and past? Interesting. So keep in mind he has vehicle. So you can give him Frenchie if you want. And then finally, the last figure in the set is young Peter at 25. Remember, this is what Star-Lord turns into when he's KO'd, is young Peter on click 3. Young Peter has a trait-free, destroy an object young Peter is holding. If you do this turn, young Peter can use improved targeting adjacent characters, Pensai, and range combat expert. That's cool. And he has a special attack power, generate a standard object. Young Peter or an adjacent friendly character with Guardians of the Galaxy may immediately pick up that object. He's got sidestep, that special attack power, ESD, and prob. He's not bad. Giving him that 12 for 2 with precision strike, Guardians of the Galaxy, he's got team player. He's not bad. He makes Star-Lord more playable, because getting him to click 3 is fine. It's sidestep, prob, and he can generate objects, so perfectly fine for 25 points. 4 clicks for 25 points is actually pretty nice, so I am not complaining at all. And then finally, a surprise, especially to me, is Bucky's arm equipment. I feel like WizKids has done a good job of sneaking equipment into different things. We got the two cycles and Wheels of Vengeance that we didn't know about because it wasn't on the solicit. So in this case, we got Bucky's arm, 5 points, indestructible, does have 3 qualifying names: Nebula, Rocket Raccoon, and Winter Soldier. It has equip any unequipped drop effect, close combat expert, super senses, but only succeeds on a 6. I think that's our only way of equipping close combat expert, maybe. But for 5 points, that's pretty good. Because it will, super senses on a 6 is what it is. But close combat expert is nice as well. So it's nice to get an equipment. You might just buy the holiday calendar purely to get Bucky's arm. Having access to all the available equipment is kind of nice. And equipping close combat expert is pretty nice. So overall, looking at the holiday calendar, it seems okay. There's a couple pieces I'm like, that's neat. We talked about Drax is neat, taking away shape change. Cosmo's nice. Nebula, 25 points, probably one of the better pieces in the set. Same with Bizer Mikatokolok. Putting him on a team full of Pulse Wave is pretty good as well, especially Prime Thor. And young Peter and Star-Lord. I mean, this set's overall, this little mini set, pretty solid. Nothing stands out like game breaking, which is good. But having the equipment, yeah, I would probably recommend picking it up. If you're on the fence thinking, man, do I want to spend the money on the set? It looks good. The figures are solid. It doesn't really have anything that's over costed. It has some pieces that are a little lacking than others, Rocket Raccoon or something like that, but there are some pieces you could definitely play with. And, we have other Guardians of the Galaxies you could play with. There's Starbrand, Carnage Rocket, and there's a couple, the Legacy Cosmo, for example. Good pieces that you could play with a Guardians theme team, if you wanted to go down that route. So that's going to do it for this episode. I know it's shorter than usual, but I am a little sick. So, thank you for listening. We will be back on Monday. I haven't decided if it's going to be Dice Masters Monday or if I'm going to review a board game or two from WizKids. I'm still waiting to hear back about what's going on with Dice Masters, so hopefully I hear something soon. But everyone have a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you on Monday. See ya.